Hey there, in this video, I'm going to show you how to create any type of customer feedback form easily, quickly, and for free, and then how you can analyze your form responses with AI really easily. So to do it, we are going to be using our platform called Troof. Now, there's a link in the description to Troof. You can come and sign up for a completely free account to get started. We've got a really generous free tier as well. So you can create your first feedback form and collect responses completely free. You can also analyze those responses with AI as well. I'm going to show you how to do it all in this video. So first off, when you land on our website, as you will see, I'm just going to scroll down here to show you the part that is important for this video, which is this part here. Inside of Troof, we enable you to create feedback forms and surveys that generate responses. But not just that, we allow you to then analyze those survey responses and those form responses with AI. So you don't have to read those individual responses you get to your forms. You can use our AI agent to analyze all of the responses for you. So whether you get hundreds of responses, thousands of responses, you're going to get customer insights in seconds via our chat. So once you've signed up for Troof, you'll land inside of your account like so. Now, you won't see anything up here. I've got in this account over 1,200 reviews. And I mentioned reviews here. I know this is slightly different to feedback forms, but Troof also allows you to sync and collect customer reviews as well. So as a business, if you collect customer feedback via forms or surveys, but you also have reviews out there, Trustpilot, Google reviews, other channels, or you collect reviews, so you send out review links to customers, you can also collect and analyze your reviews as part of your feedback inside of Troof as well. And I highly recommend you go and do that. However, I'm not going to cover that in this video. I want to focus on surveys and forms. This is where we're going to create our first survey or form, and it's really easy to do. So you just click on Create Survey. Now, the first thing you're going to see is lots of different options. So we have a bunch of templates. These are all part of our Pro subscription. So you would need to upgrade if you want to use one of our pre-built templates. However, you can create anything you want with the custom template. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to click on Create Custom Form. Now, I'm going to just create a one question form here. And I'm just going to imagine I'm creating a form for inside of our app, and I just want customer feedback on features. So I'm going to create a customer feedback form. Now, when you create forms, obviously the different types of forms require different types of questions. But always remember, if you want to generate more responses from your forms and surveys, you want to make sure they're concise. You don't want to have 10, 20, 30 questions where people get bored after, say, 2 or 3 questions. So think about how you can condense some of your questions into a smaller amount of questions, if you will, so you can generate more responses. The responses are what we want. In my case here, I'm just going to create a form with one question. I just want to know, is there anything you could use inside of Troof or my app that would make your life easier, or is there any features you would love to see? So that's all I'm going to create here, but again, you can build whatever you want. So once you've created the form, you're going to come in here. So we've got a form name and description. You can upload your logo, change the colors of the form. You can choose to allow non-anonymous responses if you want everyone to give details. Again, that's completely up to you. But of course, by doing that, you will lower the amount of responses you get. But it all depends on what you're collecting, of course. So once we've got our general settings done, we can move to questions. So by clicking on Add Next Question, and again, you'll see it here as well, you can just add as many questions as you want. I'm just going to add one question, which is going to be, how could we improve Troof? So that's the only question I'm going to add. You can add images if you want. You can choose the type of question. So is it a single, multiple choice, number rating, emoji rating, and upload? I'm just going to go text because I just want people to freely tell us how Troof can be improved. Because Troof has got so many features here in my case, and why I would be creating the form, there are lots of different ways we could improve Troof. Somebody may be using our review collection and would like a different way to do that. You may be using our forms and have something you would love to see within the forms. So I'm just going to collect a rounded view of customer feedback based off of what people would like to see to improve this app. So we're going to go with that. Again, if you want to add more questions, you just click on Add Next Question. You can do that. And of course, you can remove those as you go through. So I'm happy with that question. We then have a thank you page. So you can have whatever you want on here. I am just going to leave this as it is. I'm just going to click Save Changes, remembering to do that as we go through. You will see, of course, your feedback form on this side. So if I click on Continue now, you will see how could we improve Troof. You can see what that's going to look like for your customers. And then you get to embed. So you can enable an embed on this particular feedback form. Now, what that means is you can embed the form on your website. So if you've ever been on a website and you've logged into an app and you see a little hover box over here and it'll say leave feedback or provide us with feedback or got questions or anything, and it slides out, you can create one of those with your feedback form in here. I'm not going to do that in this particular case. I'm just going to assume I'm sending this out via email. So I just want to send a direct link. So I'll just save changes there and our form is now created. So if I head back to our surveys here, we can see our customer feedback form over here. So the first thing you're going to see is you get a direct link to the form. So by clicking that form, it's going to copy. By clicking the arrow, it will open the form up. So here's our form. If I just click continue, you'll see how could we improve Troof? Well, you could make it much easier to shoot YouTube video content. So just a random little response there, just so I can show you how responses work. Thank you for your feedback. We appreciate your time. And then again, that's it. It's done. So if I head back here now, I'm just going to refresh just so you can see the responses and where you see those. So as you can see, we've now got one response on that form. So that's the link. So that direct link can now be put into my emails. If I'm sending an email out to follow up with new signups and new users, and I want to ask how can we improve, I can just link directly there. If you want to print off a QR code, there is a QR code button there or option. So clicking that, this QR code will now go directly to this link. So again, that will be unique to your forms. So if you then want to print this off, you can download it from there and add it into your place of business, or you're sending out physical flyers or promotions or anything, you can do that there. You can edit the form at any time by just clicking on the edit form settings. It's going to bring you back through here so you can edit things as you go. And then here's how we see our responses. So by clicking on view responses, it's going to take us through here. We're going to see our participants. So I was an anonymous participant because we've got anonymous capture on. And then you can, of course, view responses from individuals. Now, I've only got one response here, so I can delete it because it's just a test response. But if I want to see a response from a specific individual, I can click on view responses for that participant, or in this case, and I can see, well, you could make it much easier to shoot YouTube video content. You can also see all responses to your questions by clicking on the actual question, and as more responses come in, they will be listed down here. But you've now got your feedback form or your survey completely set up in Troof, ready to collect responses and live, ready to go. Now, the power of Troof comes in our analysis. So once you're collecting form responses on your surveys, you can analyze them inside of Troof via the Analyze tab over here at any time. So Troof will continually learn and train on every single feedback form that you receive. So if you collect feedback over time, even if you've got thousands of feedback form responses, Troof will analyze and train on the entire thing so that you can continually keep up to date on trending feedback. So maybe you want insights into what's the most requested feature of my product. Rather than you have to read through all of your form responses, Troof will tell you. And that's the power of what we've got here. So not only can you collect responses via forms and surveys, and you can build forms and surveys really easily however you want, it's the analysis that really takes this to the next level. It allows you to learn from what you're actually receiving. So in my case, I don't have many responses on my particular review link there, and I did add a couple more just to show you this in action. But what I can now do is I can come in here and say, how can we improve Troof? So what's going to happen now is the AI is going to look over the form responses around that Troof contact form that I've created, or customer feedback form, and it's going to give me insights. And again, I've got hardly any responses on there. I did a couple extra just to show you how this works. But when you've got hundreds or even thousands of responses, this is going to be scanning the entire form feedback. Now, what's also important, as this just does this here, is we also allow you to analyze your reviews. So as you saw within my account here, I had over 1,200 reviews. I can analyze those reviews as well using this same analysis, so we can get customer sentiment analysis, and you can analyze the entire thing together. So if you are collecting feedback, you're collecting reviews on your business from different angles, from different types of customers, you can analyze it all as one whole bit of data as well. So it gives you direct insights into what your customers are saying. So let's have a look here. So how can we improve Troof? So as you can see here, enhanced video content creation. Of course, that was just put in as a little bit of a joke. Well, you could make it much easier to shoot YouTube video content. So it's pulling out that response, giving me a recommendation. I added a few more responses here as well. So we've got support ticket integration, add my support ticket data in here too. We've got a user requested the ability to delete reviews, social media monitoring, content generation, lots of different things based off of some of the responses I added just after creating that form to show you how this works. So this is Troof, and this is how you can now build out on your feedback, on your surveys, but also analyze the data you get back as well. I'd love you to come and test this out. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know how we can improve as well. We monitor and again, action on our own data, feedback forms and reviews inside of Troof. But this is Troof. You can create custom feedback forms really easily and for free. Go and check it out now in the description below.